long time no see. I realized I'd only skipped 1 week, which I took off all of last week for our Babymoon Vacation, which was amazing, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but it feels like I haven't talked to you guys in forever, because I filmed all my videos before I left, so I haven't actually sat down and talked to the camera for over 2 weeks, and that just feels like a really long time, and I missed you guys. It was really weird last Wednesday when it rolled around and I didn't have an update for you, but it was nice to take some time off and just totally, you know, unwind and relax. We had a most amazing time. We were in Hawaii for, we were gone for 12 days total, although 2 of those were technically like travel days, but it was a really nice long vacation. We spent half the time in Maui and half the time on the Big Island in Kona. And I actually just put up yesterday a vlog showing some of the parts of our trip, mainly the Maui parts. When we were in Kona, it was the week I was taking off of work as well, and I just wanted to kind of veg, and I didn't end up picking up the camera at all. So I didn't vlog that week, but I do show like the resort and our room and stuff, and I talk about it a little bit in my coordinating blog post. So I will have that linked down for you guys below, and also up in the, I never remember which side it is, up in the little like card thing, if you guys want to check it out. And I'm gonna burp. Hello, pregnancy burps. Ah, the joys of being pregnant. Let's be honest though, I tended to burp in other videos before I was pregnant. Something about when I'm talking a lot, because I don't talk a lot until I get in front of the camera. Like I don't, you know, I'm usually pretty quiet all day long, so I'm working, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I better stay on track. That's not a word. On target, on track. I guess that was track and target combined. So I've got my little list here of the things I usually go through. So I'm going to be covering both week 23 and week 24 of pregnancy. This week, now, I am halfway through my 24th week as of right now. So it's been a while, but there hasn't been a lot of significant changes. Just kind of some little things here and there that I wanted to share with you. I gained 5 pounds over the course of the last 2 weeks, and I'm actually a little bit surprised it's not more than that, because when we go away for a trip of that length where I eat whatever I want, which I did, I usually gain 5 pounds when I'm not pregnant, like 3 to 5 pounds, and I gained 5 pounds and I am pregnant, so I think that's pretty good. I stayed active on our trip. I walked a lot, we swam a ton, and I went to the gym almost every morning and did my little like 30-minute elliptical machine routine. So I did stay pretty active, but I ate a lot of things I don't normally eat at home, specifically French fries and ice cream. Like I had a lot of French fries and ice cream, but it was really good. Speaking of which, with the weight gain, of course, baby grew. The bump definitely grew. I think the changes, it still feels pretty subtle to me. I haven't like stacked up my side-by-side pictures. I'll have those in my coordinating blog post below if you want to see. I haven't, like as I'm filming this, I haven't edited those yet, so I haven't seen the difference. It's really in the photos that I tell the difference more. I feel bigger. I felt like in the second week of our trip, I had a huge kind of bump growth spurt. And I definitely noticed that I've acquired a little extra layer of fat, especially around my upper thighs, which is unfortunate. That is where all of my, like 95% of any weight I ever gain, anytime, pregnant or not, well, okay, not pregnant, let's say, goes to my thighs. Like, that's just where it goes. And of course, when you're pregnant, you you hold on to more fat. It's a way of kind of storing up fat for when you're breastfeeding. It's just biological. So I think something like you retain 7% more fat than normal. I think that might have just made up that number, but I think that's what I read somewhere. And that 7% is entirely around my upper thighs, which is sad because I do not need them getting any bigger, but whatever. Like, I really don't care that much. I have noticed like maybe I've plumped up a little bit more in my arms. I don't know, maybe not. They just feel a little flabbier to me. I also did not do any strength training while I was away, so I did swim, but I didn't do like weights or anything. And yeah, maybe just a little bit in my face, but honestly, guys, I really don't care. So I think the 5 pounds is pretty good. And I showed you the belly, and definitely gained there is what I've been meaning to say about this. I don't know, I went off on a tangent. I feel so rambly. I'm not like used to talking to you guys. Anyway, bump has grown, but it's not been like humongous growth, although maybe it does look like that. I'm not sure. In terms of cravings, I have not liked fish. You guys know that. That's been like my #1 aversion. But there's been a couple of instances, and it's not been a constant, so I haven't really brought it up. There's been a couple of times where I've been thinking, you know, I really would like some sushi, but obviously I'm not eating sushi because, like, no raw fish, obviously, that's like a no-brainer. And I think it's really just the experience, like the rice and the, you know, the whatever the you know, internal stuff is, and whether it be fish or veggies or whatever, and then the soy sauce. I think I just missed that experience because we tend to eat sushi on a regular basis, you know, pre-pregnancy at least. Well, when we got to Hawaii, that turned into a full force craving, and I didn't want fish sushi at all. Even though fish sushi doesn't sound bad to me, because I think it's really the smell of the fish that I'm like feeling like not so keen on. Really good sushi should not smell at all like fish or anything really. It should just smell clean. So it's not like I've been not wanting raw fish, but it's not like I've been wanting raw fish either. But I just really wanted the sushi experience, and it didn't help that, you know, there's a lot of sushi in Hawaii because there's so much fresh fish and it's something they serve a lot, and Don loves sushi and he was eating a lot of sashimi and rolls and things, and I was getting a little jealous. And it took me maybe until about halfway through the trip to realize that I could order a veggie roll or a roll with cooked fish in it, like something with shrimp tempura or something with cooked crab. These are things that exist, and I just hadn't, it's just like, I thought I had to pan sushi because I thought, oh, raw fish, no. But not all sushi has raw fish. So the last week we're there, I had a few veggie rolls and a few like shrimp tempura rolls and a few crab, like California rolls, kind of spaced out over the course of the week, and it totally sated my craving. It was amazing. I made very sure that you know, I asked if the chef, you know, follows a clean protocol with his knives and doesn't use the same knives for the raw fish as he does for the, you know, the cooked stuff and the veggie stuff, and they were all very careful about it. In fact, both the resorts we stayed at were really, really good and forthcoming about their kitchen etiquette and, like, you know, cleanliness and food preparation, and if I had qualms about a cheese being pasteurized or not, and they were all very accommodating and helpful, so that was good. So I got my sushi fix, and I'm so happy now. It's just what I wanted. And then in terms of aversions, I talked about, it's still fish. Like, we were in the land of fresh fish, and I couldn't eat it, and it was kind of sad, but I really didn't want it, so I didn't feel bad about it. And in fact, I've noticed that I just have wanted animal protein less and less. It's not that I don't need the protein, because you really, really do when you're pregnant especially. And I've always been somebody who needs a lot of protein to, like, function properly. But I'm just, like, not interested in meats anymore, including, like, chicken, which was my standby. I'm just kind of, like, over chicken. It's not like I have an aversion to it. I just don't really want it, and I've been eating less and less portions of it, so I've been trying to kind of beef up my other protein intake, like lentils and beans and the other ways I can find protein that don't involve animal protein. So there's that. Biggest thing that happened over the last 2 weeks obviously was the baby moon. Like I said, it was amazing. We just had the best time. I felt so relaxed. And it was just really, really wonderful to be swimming a lot. It felt very comfortable to be swimming. I really have been lucky that I haven't gotten terribly physically uncomfortable yet. Traveling has gotten a little bit more difficult, and I'm not trying to say it was terrible. I'm just sharing everything that's noticeably different to me with you guys. And so traveling, I mean, we travel a lot. I'm on an airplane a lot in any given year, and I just noticed that I get physically uncomfortable faster on an airplane now that I'm pregnant. Just like my legs get kind of antsy or kind of stuck feeling, and I have to stand up a bunch. And I think it has a lot to do with circulation and the amount of blood you pump as a pregnant woman. It's like you have a huge increase in blood volume. So there's a lot of circulation stuff. And we were on a lot of kind of longer flights, 4-hour, 6-hour leg flights, so I had to make sure that I was careful about that. I was rolling my ankles a lot. I was standing up a lot. I was stretching. So yeah, there was that. And also I noticed that I'm a little bit more quick to get tired, travel-related tiredness. And in fact, interestingly enough, the day that I felt like, for the first time, I felt like legit pregnancy tired, like that, like real draggy tiredness that you hear about pregnant people talking about, at least. I mean, I've heard about. I hadn't really experienced, like I said, I was so lucky with my first trimester not having any of that really. I felt that for the first time the day that we flew from Maui to the Big Island. Literally 30-minute flight. 30-minute flight, but it was a long day, because I had to pack up our room in Maui, and then we traveled, and then I had to unpack in Kona. Of course, I'm not complaining about having to do those things. It was just a lot of packing and unpacking, and then the little plane, you know, island hopper plane in the middle just totally drained me, and I was absolutely drained that day. I was more tired that day than even when we flew home, which was a really long overnight flight that I did not sleep a wink on. I got like 2 hours of sleep on Saturday night, and that's it. But I actually felt less tired in that than I did on that one day. So that was kind of an interesting experience, but that's what happened. In terms of other symptoms, still have a little frog in the throat. Thank you guys for everybody who weighed in last time when I was talking about not knowing what that was, or it feels like, you know, something stuck in your throat. The consensus is that it's some sort of acid reflux, kind of heartburn related thing, very common in pregnancy. It's actually subsided quite a bit. I did find that when it popped up, taking just one Tums seemed to help a lot. And also just making sure that I'm not eating too close to bedtime, which I don't usually do anyway, and not lying down or like lounging right after a meal. Like, it helps me to digest if I am up and about a little bit before I sit down or whatever, or like, you know, settle in to do whatever to go to bed, or if I'm, you know, like on this vacation, we were sitting poolside, I was reading a lot, we were swimming a lot, so it was just helped to have a little like time between that. But yeah, that's actually not been that bad. And that's about it in terms of symptoms. I haven't been feeling as itchy. I think because it was really, really humid when we were there, and I was just really kept up with my moisturizing routine. I just didn't feel as itchy, so that's kind of subsided as well. That's basically what's been going on the last 2 weeks. I've been feeling really good in general, very happy, very grounded feeling, and just, like I said, the trip was just amazing. We had the best time. It was so nice to be with my Donald. You know, we spend a lot of time together at home, obviously, but there's something different about being away together. And it was just really, really nice. We had the best time. So I'm gonna answer a few of your questions that you guys left me in the comments from the last video. I've actually been getting a lot of questions about this over the course of my pregnancy, so I thought I would address it here, about if I'm planning on knitting something for the baby. I love knitting, you guys, I really, really do. It's just become such a passion of mine over the past couple of years. It's one of my favorite, like, recent crafty hobbies. I just don't make the time for it to really do it consistently anymore, because I've kind of amped up my posting schedule, and I'm posting much more for you guys, and I've just decided that that is a higher priority for me right now than my knitting, because you have to, prioritize your time. And while I do enjoy knitting still, and I am currently working on the beekeeper's quilt project that I've been working on for the last couple of years, I'll put a link to that below if you're curious about what it is. But I make the little knit hexapuffs usually when I'm traveling, and I usually do those, like, it's a really easy project to bring with you because you can just, it's so little. I just have this little case I take with me, and I usually knit those on the plane, like during takeoff and landing, mainly. Usually when I'm on a plane, I'm working when you can have your computer on, but in the times when you can't, that's when I'm knitting. And that's really the only time I've been knitting lately. I'd love to knit something for baby, but honestly, you know, she's actually already gotten quite a few handmade knit things from you guys and from family as well that I know are sending things. So she's not gonna be lacking in the handmade, hand knit items department. Hopefully someday, it's not in my plans right now because, like I said, I have to prioritize my time, and right now it's about posting. That's my biggest passion right now. So that's the answer to that question. Number 2, I got a question if we have any plans for moving, either to a bigger house or another location, now that we're expanding our family. Don and we're very fortunate to live where we are because we are very close to both sides of our family. My parents only live about a 15-20 minute drive away, and Don's family is literally in the neighborhood. Both his sister's family and his parents live within walking distance of us. And it is just so nice to have family nearby. You guys know that family is super important to both of us. We spend most of our social calendar dedicated to our family, and we prefer it that way. That's not out of obligation, it's out of, you know, love for our families, and we just all get along so well. I would like to move someday. It's always been my dream to live somewhere a little bit more remote. I'm really much more of a country mouse than a city mouse. Right now we live in suburbia, I like to call it, because it's basically like Pleasantville, or whatever, you know, the like Stepford Wives neighborhood. It kind of looks like that actually, which is great, and it has a lot of advantages. Being close to family is the first one. Living in a neighborhood where we can, you know, walk to things nearby. There's great playgrounds nearby. And we're really close to the city. Like, if there's no traffic, it's only a 25-30 minute drive downtown. So there's a lot of cultural things we can do. You can see shows, we go to the ballet, we go out to dinner. There's a lot here to, you know, to be offered by living where we do. But I would just, it's like kind of my lifelong fantasy to live somewhere where I can look out my window and not see another house for miles and miles. And I know that's not everybody's like dream. Some people love living in the city. Some people love living in a suburban neighborhood. And we, like I said, we love living here. And we both really love our house, and it's perfectly suited for children. We have 2 guest bedrooms. One of them's obviously gonna turn into baby girl's room, but we have another bedroom, you know, in the event that we are blessed with another child. Who knows? Don't know. You know, one child at a time. But yes, I think we're committed to staying here because of all those things I mentioned are just too good to move away from. Do you know what I mean? And mainly the family. Having the family nearby is the #1 reason we wouldn't move. One day I'd love to live in the mountains in a little house tucked away, you know, in kind of some trees and stuff. I mean, I have this whole vision in my head, this cute little cottage like in the mountains, like tucked in a grove, like where you can see the view, and I don't know. But that's just a fantasy. We always have Utah. We go to visit, you guys know, a lot, and we stay for a long time. So we always have that experience as well, and we're very fortunate for that. But I think we're here for a while. So there's that. And then lastly, oh, I thought this was an interesting question. Somebody asked me how I felt, about when the baby comes, how organization can tend to go out the window because you're just juggling a lot with an infant, and then eventually, you know, they grow into be children, and it's just harder to stay on top of organization. At least this was the sentiment expressed in this question/comment. Honestly, I know things are going to shift and change, and I'm sure that new ways of organizing will come about, and they might be very, very different. But I think it's important to be really flexible about that. I'd like to think I'm not so rigid that I can't handle that change. But of course, I don't know how that's going to go, how that transition is going to feel, because I haven't gone through it yet. But just looking from this side going in, I'm feeling very open about it. And I know that my house isn't gonna be perfectly neat and tidy all the time. I mean, it takes quite a bit of effort on a daily, well, not quite a bit, but it takes effort on a daily basis to keep my house looking tidy. Just picking up, I mean, Don is wonderful, but tidiness is not his forte. He's been actually working on that a lot without any prodding from me. So that's been really wonderful. But I just know there's going to be dishes, there's going to be things that pile up, and I'm just going to have to figure out a new way to either deal with those things or work around them. I'm the kind of person who needs to live in a tidy home, so I'm sure I will prioritize that, but I also don't want to be the kind of mother that you can't just be creative around. You know, if your children feel stifled by your need for tidiness, that's not a good, that's just not good. I don't want to do that. So I'm sure there'll be some middle ground, and we'll figure it out when we get there. And then that's usually all the questions I answer, but I did get one that I thought I'd address here because it's really a question for you guys. And somebody asked if I was going to do monthly baby updates after she is born. I'm not opposed to doing so. I'm just wondering how much interest there would be in that and what kinds of things you guys would be interested in hearing me talk about, whether it be just stuff to do with the baby or things about me postpartum or some combination, or if you're not interested in that at all. So if you can leave feedback on that, that would be great. And then of course, as always, if you have questions for me related to pregnancy or, you know, parenthood or whatever, please leave them in the comments below and I will pick a few to answer next week in my update. Okay, so now is the point in the video where I show you things that I've either purchased or I've received as gifts for baby or for me that are pregnancy related. So if you're not interested in that, you can sign out here because that's the end of the rest of the video. But I'm going to show you guys a couple of things we got in Hawaii. We really didn't do any shopping when we were in Hawaii. There was nobody really wanted to, but we did pick up a couple of things for baby girl. We got a book called Aloha Is by Tammy, oh boy, I'm probably gonna mispronounce this horribly, Paikai, I'm gonna go with. And it's a beautiful book about the meaning of aloha. And aloha in Hawaiian means so many things more than just hello and goodbye. It means I love you, it means I'm thinking of you, it means so many things. So this, I thought, we both thought that actually Dawn picked this out first and then I approved it, you know, because there were a lot of books to pick from, we were reading them. But we just thought this was a really nice way to kind of commemorate our baby moon and share a little bit of Hawaii with our baby when she's here. And then we actually bought this in the airport in Maui. We saw it and we couldn't resist. It's a little onesie that says Maui and it has the little pineapple on the front. So we just thought those were kind of nice little baby moon souvenirs. And like I said, we didn't really buy anything else. The only other souvenir I bought was the Starbucks You Are Here collection Hawaii mug. So there's nothing really to constitute a whole haul video for you guys, but we're really happy with our little baby moon memorabilia purchases that we can share with baby when she's here. And then I did receive quite a bit of mail while I was away. Some really lovely gifts, some really thoughtful gifts. Katie from England had this little sign made for us, I guess from a local artisan. It says, "Our family's love is tied together with heartstrings." And it says, "Jen, Don, Winnie, baby girl." How sweet is this with the purple accents? Just kind of, I think the color theme we're going with, not 100% committed to that yet, but very sweet. Thank you so much, Katie. It's just really thoughtful and lovely. Carrie from Virginia sent us a couple of really lovely books. First of all, this huge tome of the Disney Princess Treasury. And this is a really amazing book. I mean, it has all of your classics in it. Cinderella, it's got Sleeping Beauty, and it's all the artwork is from the Disney original films. Oops. Oh, I don't want to mess this up. So that was really, really lovely. Thank you. You know our girl is a princess already, and I'm hoping that she likes Disney as much as we do. And she also sent this book called Winnie, the True Story of the Bear Who Inspired Winnie the Pooh. And I didn't know about this, so I'm really interested to actually read this. It looks really fun and interesting, so there's that. So thank you so much, Katie. That was really thoughtful of you. Oh, I should have shown you guys the cards. This was the card that came from Carrie. Really sweet. So Small and Wonderful is on the way with the stork. This card and gift is from Katrina. Where's Katrina from? Pennsylvania. And she made this amazing blanket for us. Like, how intricate and beautiful is this work? And I love the bright green color. It's just so vibrant, but also, you know, very light and kind of airy feeling. It's just gorgeous work. Thank you so much for thinking of us, Katrina. This is just really lovely. Coco from Louisiana sent us a really sweet care package. I had never heard of these before, but they seem really cool. They're called squigs. Fun little suckers, they say. And they're these really interesting children's toys where they just like, they suction to things. And you can use them in the bath, you can use them on the floor. They're soft, like silicone rubber, so they're not harmful. And there's so many of them. There's so many things you can make and do. They're hand-grade silicone, washable, and a cool shape. So that's a really neat toy. Thank you so much. She also very kindly sent some treats for Winnie. Petite treats, which was sweet and thoughtful, and she sent a Starbucks gift card for me, so it was a little care package. Well, me and Duncan share that. It was a little care package for all of us, which was really, really sweet. And I loved your letter, Coco, and seeing pictures of your beautiful family and your dogs. Very sweet. And then the last gift we received is from Debbie from Rhode Island with this gorgeous handmade card. I love this, and Debbie actually included quite a few things in her care package. This little Winnie the Pooh, I think this is pronounced Tsum Tsum. I've never heard of these before, but it's this funny little toy, but it's really, really sweet. She also sent this gorgeous print, framed print, the little girl with a stack of books and the owl at the top. Just absolutely, it's just beautiful. And it's made by a lady named Tracy Lizotte or Lizotti, I'm not sure, but I will link her website below if you're interested in seeing more of her artwork. And then she also made a couple of things for us. Oh, well, first of all, she sent this book, which she says was her favorite children's Christmas book growing up, which I actually have never seen before, Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. And then she also made a couple of things. She hand knit this really sweet kind of periwinkle hat with the ribbon, just absolutely beautiful work. Lovely. And then she handmade these, what are they, baby burp pads. So it's called De Shaw Crafts, and that's kind of a variation of her name. And she didn't say if she has a website or not, but I will, if she has one, I'll link it below. These are amazing. I wanted to wait to open them because she packaged them up so nice, but now I will show you what one looks like. So the flannel side apparently is meant to be worn on your shoulder, and then this is like the like a cloth diaper side, which is absorbent and great for spit ups and stuff. And they're just really lovely, and she sent a lot of them. There's this print and this print, well, probably my favorite with the little stars and moons on it, and then this print, and then one with little owls on it, and the alphabet, and little hand and footprints. So thank you so much, Debbie. What a wonderfully thoughtful and beautiful gift. And thank you to everybody who sent us gifts. We also got quite a few cards, which I'm gonna pop in close-up footage of for you guys so you can see them better. This card is from Molly in Florida. Amanda in New York, who's actually a longtime viewer of mine, I recognize her username, sent 2 cards, one for me and one for Don, which I thought was really sweet. This is the first Don only card we've gotten, and he really enjoyed it. And she sent a really, really nice long letter filled with advice. So thank you, Amanda, for sharing your experiences with me. Tracy from Georgia, another longtime viewer, sent this cute card. This is from Caitlin in Australia. Jenny from Germany sent this. It's so fun to see cards from other countries, especially when they have different languages on them. It's just fun to see. Marta from California made this, and believe it or not, this is a handmade card. She made this. Like, how incredible is that? How did she make that? I don't know. It's so beautiful. Doesn't that look like one of those $8 cards you buy at Papyrus? But she made it. So sweet. Thank you, Marta. And lastly, Kathy from Utah sent this really fun thing. I've actually never seen this before. She called it a pocket letter, I believe. And it's just all little cards that she made and stuck in one of these kind of card protectors. And she also wrote a nice note as well. But thank you, Kathy, for sharing this craft with me. It's so cute, and I just love all the details. And that's everything. I know this was a doozy of a video. I felt like I had so much to share with you about our trip, and also lots of gifts and cards to show you. Thank you, you guys, for your lovely comments and support. Your words mean so much to me. Your kindness and encouragement and the advice you give. It's all very meaningful to me and to Dawn, and we appreciate you. So I'm back to regular posting now, so I'll see you again next week with another update. And until then, I hope you are all well. Thank you for watching, and take good care. Okay, you guys, bye.